Welcome to Portugal. People always talk about this country, but I've never been. They say three things. They always talk about the food, the culture, and the coast. We'll be traveling in the south part of Portugal over the next 5 days. And here it's known for being sunny basically all of the time and has some world-class beaches. But come on, we're more adventurous than that. We're looking for something special, but how do you find it? You meet friends, local friends who know the secrets. So that's what we're gonna do. Meet some people, jump in the ocean, catch our own food, also take a bite out of culture. And of course, get our adrenaline fix along the way. Let's go on an uncharted adventure of Portugal.
I'm Mike Corey. I'm an explorer and a biologist. I travel the world to carve a path for those who aren't afraid to leave the trail. Let's go on an uncharted adventure. Portugal is a country in southern Europe, nestled right next to Spain, and is home to 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗟𝗑, the westernmost point of continental Europe. Located on the western end of the Sintra Mountains on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, the point is a narrow granite cliff that's 472 feet high and an important landmark for those sailing along the coast. While Portugal's most known and most visited cities are Lisbon and Porto, the south has a rugged charm that's worth exploring. Its secluded, weather-beaten beaches and laid-back, outdoorsy culture seem to steal your heart away. This part of Portugal is one that isn't often shown. Our journey through Portugal begins at Wim Motors Academy in Boa Vista dos Pinheiros, about 129 miles from Lisbon. Here I meet with Clint, a motocross enthusiast who's going to take me on an adventure. Portugal has some interesting forests. Let's grab some dirt bikes and explore them.
You okay, Mike?
I feel good.
Perfect. We're just gonna go slow, okay?
Hey everybody, it's Mike Corey, your friendly neighborhood TV host. Right now we're in a dirt bike park practicing and getting the rust off these wheels because for myself, it's a bit of a brand new sport for me. I've been on a lot of scooters, been on a couple bikes, but nothing like this. So I'm just getting my, try not to fall off at this point. But dude, it is a lot of fun. So what are some things that a beginner should know if you're gonna tear around backwoods Portugal on a dirt bike?
Position on the bike is quite important on these bikes. So sit up front if you want to take corners or you want to go uphill. Always nice to sit up front and keep the gas open, but not too much. You like smoothly open it, and that's gonna be the key to like making a nice corner, not going too wide. And stay calm. Calmness is always helping you get through things. So don't overreact because these bikes are quite responsive.
I can feel that. Also, if you're used to riding a bicycle, the rear brake's not by your foot, not by your hand. So it's a little bit confusing in the beginning to get used to where all the brakes are, right?
We race through ancient groves of trees, soaking up the sun along the twisting paths, and then cooling off as we take off on the straight patches. Then we stop for what we came for.
These trees right here are special. Let's go check them out. Let's take a little run in the woods. I have never actually seen one of these trees up close before, and we're gonna do it together. I've seen them on the side of the road driving through Portugal. They're almost everywhere. And I want to know if you can guess what they are. Look, we're gonna break a little piece of this bark off. See it right there? It's spongy, like that, right? Almost like a tough rubber, but it's not a rubber tree. You can use this bark as soundproofing. People have floors made out of this bark. You can even use it as, what else? Insulation. You can use it also for stopping bottles in the top, particularly bottles of wine. This is a cork tree. Yeah, like cork. And some of these things are ancient. Here in Portugal, they're almost everywhere, but they grow almost all around the Mediterranean Sea, and they have a big historical importance. This field of cork, people come and they harvest it.
Cork can only be harvested every 9 years in order to allow the bark to regenerate. These trees usually live 150 to 200 years and are harvested around 15 times during their lifetime. Portugal is the world's leading producer of natural cork. It's home to about 34% of cork forests on the planet and exports around 65% of the world's supply.
They only take the bottom piece off. See, this is maybe like a meter, about 4 feet or so. And if you take off the entire bark, then the tree suffers. So they only do the bottom. If you look around, it is spectacular here, right? All of these old trees just growing away, supplying the world's wine bottles with a stopper. All right, there's another grove of tree just around the corner that has a different story. Let's get back on the bikes and I'll show you.
You know what these ones are. Look at the bark. Also comes off like this. Here we go. But the leaves. You smell it. It's got a pretty iconic smell. Actually, they say it clears congestion and it's poisonous to most mammals. There is one particular mammal that does eat it though. Do you know what it is? It's the koala. But the koala doesn't live here. So how did this tree get here? The eucalyptus. This is an entire eucalyptus forest. Portugal is covered with eucalyptus. People use it all the time for spas. It's got that oil, that like nice fresh smell, right? Also great for building. It's great for a lot of things. One thing it's not that great for is the environment because it's invasive. You go to California, there's massive lands covered in eucalyptus. Same thing in Africa, same thing in South America, and same thing here in Portugal.
Eucalyptus trees were brought from Australia in the 18th century, and while they're really useful, they're incredibly destructive to the land here. Is highly flammable, and during wildfires, the strips of bark that hang off the trunks are carried by the wind, spreading the flames.
So what do you think about eucalyptus?
Well, eucalyptus is nice because I know they use it a lot with paper and everything else.
Also, I heard that because the bark just flakes off like this and the oil is in there, it just carries a fireball across the forest and plants another wildfire along the way.
So we got a lot of fires because of the oil. Yeah.
But it's a big difference, this versus cork, for example, right?
Yeah, because cork is not destroyed. It doesn't take all the minerals out of the earth. And if you see like the earth as well, like because of the eucalyptus being here a long time, it's not really earth anymore. It's like, you know, it's like very clay and it's like rock.
Looks like
they
apocalypse.
They take all the good stuff.
Oh, very chalky, right?
Yeah, they take all the very good stuff out of it, and that's it. So it just leaves a stony area, and it's quite difficult to
replenish the nutrients and have things grow. Yeah, they steal everything from the local wildlife. Well, I had a great time today. Perfect day.
Cool, man.
Thanks so much.
Enjoyed.
Yeah.
Up next, we hit the water for more thrilling adventures.